Today, we get to talk about a Leo moon sign's deepest, darkest secrets. Just kidding, it's not that serious, but kind of. Hola my beautiful lotus flowers, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're into nerding out on everything astrology, spirituality, and positive transformation, this is a community for you, and I cannot thank you enough for choosing to be here on my channel in these precious moments. Today we are talking about people who have their moon in Leo. So you might be wondering what the heck that means. If you want to get a detailed description of what the moon sign is, you can refer to this video, but I'll give you a little summary here for the sake of watching this video. So your sun sign is the sign that we refer to when people ask, what is your zodiac sign? And that sign represents more of our egotistical nature. It kind of makes us feel like we want certain things in life, what we might chase after in life, whereas our moon sign is more so our deepest emotional nature. It's the deepest desires that we have within us, the things we truly need to feel fulfilled. The sun sign is more what we want. The moon sign is more of what we really need, and that's why it is so important to know your moon sign as well. Again, that's really overly simplified, but you can refer to that video. There will be a card and a link in the description if you'd like to learn more about the moon signs. But today we're focusing on those who have the moon in Leo, meaning the moon was placed in the Leo constellation at the moment they were born. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, we'll start off by talking about some general traits if somebody has a moon sign in Leo. Then we will talk about some of their deepest desires and experiences that they may have, and then we'll talk about what they truly need in life to feel fulfilled. Let's start off with general traits of someone with a moon sign in Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun itself, which makes it one of the most radiant zodiac signs and one of the most optimistic zodiac signs out of all 12 of the constellations. You're going to be somebody who really values positive interaction. You love having a positive environment. You love uplifting others. You tend to be very generous and joyful at your core. And this can really make you dislike pessimistic people. Like, you cannot stand when somebody just cannot help but be negative and pessimistic, because you do not like any of that in your space whatsoever. Although people who have a rising sign and a sun sign in Leo can connect to these traits as well, and they really love to uplift others, the difference is the moons in Leo tend to really lead with their emotions a lot more. The rising sign and the sun sign in Leo can be concerned with how positive their environment is and how joyful it is, but that doesn't say anything about how they feel deep down. It's kind of like their outward expression of joyfulness and generosity may not be what they're really feeling internally. But with the moon in Leo, since this governs emotions, their emotional nature is that they truly want to lead with those emotions of wanting a positive, optimistic atmosphere, and they're going to try and express that outward, depending on what their sun sign is, of course. It's going to change how they express it. But they really lead with that feeling, and they really just want everyone to feel okay, and they want to almost be like a therapist to people. Leading with their emotions makes them very emotionally supportive. As I stated, they really want to be like a therapist to everybody, and they love giving advice. Even if maybe the advice isn't asked for, most likely they're going to put it out there because, like I said, they just lead with their emotions. They just let it out. Now, moon and Leos do not lack the confidence that we know Leos for. They definitely have the same amount of confidence, and again, going back to them leading with emotions, if something doesn't feel like it's serving them, if something just doesn't hit them right or feel right, they do not have any problem walking away from it. They do not at all. Now, how they express it outwardly to somebody is going to, again, depend on their sun sign and their rising sign, but the moon sign in Leo is going to be like, you don't like how that person did that, and we don't have time to mess with that, so we're just going to move on. And whether they straight up confront that person or whether they just ghost them is going to depend, again, on their sun sign. But if they feel that they need to leave a situation because it's not hitting them right, they have no issue doing that. Now, because they have a Leo moon, when it comes to emotional matters, they can be very dramatic. We know Leos have a tendency to lean towards being drama queens and drama kings. So someone with a moon in Leo, it's specifically when it comes to emotions that they may put on a show, be super, super dramatic. And with that being said, Moon and Leo still do crave a certain type of attention, but we will get into that a little bit later into the video. Before we continue, if you have a moon sign in Leo, leave a comment down below. I want to know if any of my Leo moons are watching because I love to know. And before you forget, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and hit the bell before we move on. Okay, now let's talk about what a moon in Leo might experience with their deepest desires, darkest emotions, some emotional secrets they may have, and experiences they may have. Although, now that I think about it, moon and Leos are not afraid to express what they want and need, so these secret dark desires may not be so secret after all. But when we're talking about Leos, we are always talking about that lioness energy where they're the king of the wild and they just want to feel royal. So people with moon in Leo definitely still are susceptible to having a spending problem because they just love the feeling lavish, feeling royal. They love indulging in the pleasures of life and living in the present moment. And even though that can be really good and fun quality to have, it can cause financial issues because they'll just spend on whatever they want and may not hold back when they do that. On top of the fact that they tend to have expensive tastes, Leos are known as one of the children signs of the zodiac. So they're kind of like childlike, baby-like. They like to have fun. They have this positive, joyful, sometimes ignorant air about them. So this can definitely translate into them not being able to stop themselves in indulging in life. Just like how a little kid doesn't really know when to stop eating candy, just keeps eating it because it tastes so good and then throws up later. Yeah, Leos can be the same way where they're not able to stop themselves from indulging if they don't watch out. This childlike nature can make them even more susceptible to bad situations. You know, they might find something really enticing and attractive, and again, they don't like to hold themselves back from the things that they want. So they may follow, you know, a desire that they have and find out that it's a bad situation, somebody's scamming them, taking advantage of them, whatever it might be. Leo is also one of the fixed zodiac signs, which means that they tend to have a stuck in their way, kind of stubborn nature. So this can translate into Leo's interactions with other people. This can, one, cause them to have a lack of emotional intuition. So they may, again, be so focused on the surface value of a situation or a person and refuse to see anything else because they just want to enjoy themselves, or they just want to have fun, or they just want to like what they like and do what they do and have that freedom and that confidence. But because of that fixed stubbornness, they may ignore red flags, or, you know, and I did say earlier, they have the confidence to leave a situation if they feel that it's not serving them or it's not okay, but they have to feel that it's not okay. Again, they can not pay any attention to things that are red flags if they're choosing to only focus on what they want to see. On top of that, not only may they be lacking emotional observance in other people, but they may be lacking in emotionally observing themselves because they may get stuck in being very like cocky and stubborn because they can let their ego get to them if they don't watch it. And this is true for Moon and Leos as well. Now let's talk about what a Moon in Leo may need in life to feel truly fulfilled. Keep in mind, it may be hard to fulfill someone's needs who has a Moon in Leo just because of the fact that they have super high expectations and they are very confident in themselves and what they bring to the table and what they offer themselves. So it can be very hard for somebody or something to live up to that level because, again, they don't like to waste their time if they don't feel that something or someone is up to their standards. So it can be hard for them to find true fulfillment, but it is possible. As I briefly mentioned earlier, people with Moon and Leo still thrive on compliments. They still kind of want to be center stage and they want to be seen as like the king or queen of their environment. But since Moon and Leos are more concerned with the emotional aspect of that, it's going to come in the form of being showered in compliments because of maybe something artistic they created, a skill that they have, or maybe because of someone they love showering them with compliments, or a friend or family member. So they're really going to look for that emotional fulfillment through compliments, being showered in love, and feeling like they're the center of attention with whoever they have an emotional connection to, or whatever they have an emotional connection to. Now, they do still secretly enjoy compliments from strangers, but they're not as much going to put themselves out in the world to try and receive a ton of attention and gratification from strangers, just because of the fact that this trait of wanting attention is not ran by their ego the same way that the sun sign Leos are. And with that being said, the combination of the Leo sun and the moon, the emotional nature of the moon, are going to make Leo moons want to express themselves. They have to have a creative, expressive outlet in their life in order to feel truly happy and fulfilled. And if you're someone who has a moon in Leo and you don't currently have some type of creative outlet, it may be a great way to release any frustrations, or maybe you couldn't explain what you were feeling that you needed, and that may be it. Even if it's just a hobby, it doesn't even have to be a profession. Again, if you have a moon in Leo, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know, because I love to know that my Leo moons are watching a video about themselves. And if you have not already, be sure to hop over to the LaBlue Lotus Facebook community if you love talking more about astrology, spirituality, and positive transformation. The link will be in the description box down below for you if you're interested. And be sure that you watch these videos if you have not already. They will help you so much on learning more about astrology, and I know you also don't want to miss out on my future videos as well. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.